A girl is walking when someone suddenly grabs her. They say their blood sugar is low and ask if she has anything to eat. The girl quickly hands over a piece of chocolate. Then she stays with the woman the whole time until she feels better. The woman tries to give her 50,000 to show her gratitude. Kaka thinks it is way too much and keeps refusing. The woman acts like she will not push it, but while helping her up, she quietly slips the 50,000 into Kaka's hand. That move makes Kaka like her even more. But she never stops to wonder why someone that wealthy would be riding the subway. A few days later, the same woman shows up at the coffee shop where Kaka works. She pulls out a business card and says she is the chairwoman's wife of the biggest shoe group. She recently bought a whole building and wants it renovated. And since Kaka is a designer, she wants to hire her to handle the design. For someone who has only been designing for a year, this kind of huge job is rare. She is thrilled. The woman moves fast too. Before even signing a contract, she hands over the keys to the building. Kaka feels like that is way too careless. The woman does not seem to mind and pulls out her phone. Right there she records a verbal agreement. Kaka does not hold back and asks about the style and the timeline. The woman does not answer and instead asks how much the design fee will be. Kaka estimates it will be around 3 million. But the woman casually says, "I will give you 30 million. Kaka cannot help feeling shocked by how big she is going. And that is not all. The woman also says she will spend 200 million on the renovation. That is another huge commission. Kaka decides once she gets paid she will move into a bigger place, because right now she is still sharing one room with her mom. Kaka is fired up and before long she finishes 4 draft proposals. She asks when they can start, but the woman says there is no rush. She says something upsetting happened at home and she wants Kaka to keep her company and clear her head. They spot a street vendor selling fried dough sticks. She says she used to be poor and could not afford them and she misses that taste. So she asks Kaka to buy 2 for her. After only a couple bites she asks a really strange question. She asks if Kaka has any history of illness. Kaka says no and the woman smiles happily. She gently wipes the salt from Kaka's lips and tells her the project is not urgent so she does not need to push herself so hard. She reminds her not to overwork and to stay healthy. Kaka never expected the woman to be rich and also this kind. She likes her even more. She was planning to take the woman's advice and take better care of herself. But then she finds out her younger brother not only blew through all her savings, he also left her with 24 million in debt. Luckily the woman had already transferred 30 million to her in advance. It is enough to cover that debt, but the family still has a mortgage to pay. And what is left is nowhere near enough. So Kaka has to go back to the guy she once turned down for being broke. He rushed into a quick marriage with a rich heiress, but after the bride ran off, he came back and started chasing his toxic upperclassman again. Kaka agrees to take on his design job, and she falls right back into non-stop overtime like before. A few days later the woman asks her out again. Luckily she is not pushing her to start work, she just wants to shop and unwind. Otherwise Kaka might have worked herself into the ground. Seeing how exhausted she looks, the woman feels really bad for her. She insists on giving Kaka an expensive piece of art. Only then does Kaka finally feel a little better. On the way back they happen to see a car hit someone and try to take off. Kaka has a kind heart and stops the car even though it is dangerous, and she tells bystanders to call the police. But she has no idea the woman sees all of it. When the woman realizes Kaka is not hurt, she lets out a sigh of relief. Then she gives a cold little smile. "How disappointing, I cannot believe I raised a child like that." She is so on edge for a reason, because her twin sons have liver cancer.